Hi there, this is MP Supreme here with another Transformers toy review. So we've had a few in a row recently. This is a third-party review, having a look at DX9's Carry, and this is their take on Rodimus Prime, a masterpiece Rodimus Prime. I received this guy end of last week. I think he's kind of like a test shot, pre-production, I guess. But you know, if someone told me this was the final product, you know, I wouldn't have, there's not much difference really, I don't think. This quality seems really good. There's a few little nitpicks when I go through and show you. You can see what I mean. But other than that, you notice I put an Autobot symbol on the front here. The flames that are on here at the moment, apparently there's a thing that went out where DX9 were actually saying, asking people to vote on 3 different designs apparently. So that may well change on the front there. But I don't think it was too wildly different. It comes with this little Target Master dude here as well. Give you a close-up look of him, and you see he's pretty much like Rodimus Prime himself. Kind of got the same little bits on the back here. His head doesn't move or anything else like that. But for size comparison, here he is, this guy here, alongside Scamper. And you can see they're pretty much the same size. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. There aren't a lot of paint apps on this guy, so I don't know whether or not they'll add extra bits on him or not. These bits here, they're just painted, so they're not perfect as it is, but like I said, this is probably pre-production, so they'll probably do that slightly different. So they'll probably either do it in orange plastic or have a slightly different finish to it. But yeah, he's a pretty cool little guy. Articulation's pretty good. You've got ball joints for his arms here. You can kind of move it all around. And he's got this little gun here which is attached just down at the bottom here. I guess you could take this out and plug it in his fist here. It just means then he's got to hold it like that, whereas the other way around, at least he can bend his arm. There isn't any waist articulation or anything, but a ball joint here, and at the leg here, and you've got kind of a swivel here, and he converts and changes into a little gun for Rodimus. I guess one of the nitpicks was that he didn't hold him very well. What I'll do is I'll just get him quickly transformed. Just before we do that, I'll have a close-up look at Rodimus himself. Have a look at the head sculpt on him, and it's absolutely brilliant. You probably couldn't tell in here, but it's got kind of 2 different shades of kind of this bit's painted here, whereas this bit's like a reddy burgundy plastic. The face sculpt looks very Rodimus as opposed to a Hot Rod, more of a kind of a sensible, sterner face on him. If you open this bit up here, don't like this bit too much, but they've got like a little matrix in here. It's very kind of diddy. I don't know whether I prefer them to not have done that, or I suppose it's just, they didn't have any space there, so just kind of pop something in there rather than have nothing in there at all. It's got rubber wheels actually. Yeah, that's quite a nice touch. Kind of soft rubber wheels on this guy here, and the paintwork on him is really nice. You can see he's got these chrome bits down the side here for his kind of blasters here as well. You come around the back here, you do have a bit of kibble in the back. You can see how his trailer is basically folded up and put on the back, and how the inside of the trailer then acts as these spoiler bits here. So I think that's really good. And yeah, I mean, he's got these nice kind of chunky calves here. He's got die cast on his feet here. Nice kind of heel support on the back here, so you can get him in some really good poses. I mean, their head is it's kind of on a ball joint. You can kind of move it down and move it all around here. You can't really move it up very far. The arms on a ratchet here, again, it's, oh yeah, you can kind of move it all the way around until you get to this bit here. But you can see those nice and strong. A couple of times this kind of pops out, but as long as you peg it in properly, it should be alright. I'm sure that'll be better on the finished thing. You've got a swivel here at the wrist, movement here, that goes up to there. The hands open up, so you've got 3 fingers there, which are kind of layered slightly differently, and a finger here, his index finger comes out. His index finger is quite hard to get out. It's got articulation at the points that you can see there, but the thumb doesn't move at all. Okay, if you've got any, you do have articulation at the waist. Obviously, it does kind of stop with this bit on here, so you can see the side view. So you've got a bit of stuff going on in here. Unfortunately, but the front view of him is really good, and his legs here go all the way up, back. Obviously you've got this bit stopping it slightly to the side here. Knee goes back like that. You see some nice detail on the side here, and you've got swivel at the top there. No, thought you did for some reason. And ankle tilt, and forward, and no, you don't get any back move, just forward movement on it. And then when you get to his little target master guy, all you do is you kind of, it's a bit parts forming, so you take this bit off here, take the back bits off here and here, and then you basically split him in 2. So, no, it's the other way. You can't really see the split on him, but it's just down the middle here. I think, that's it. I pull it up like this way, and you pull it up, and these bits then plug in together. So you can kind of wiggle those in like that, and then move that round so that then plugs into there like that, and then take this bit off, pull it around to the side. I think that's right on this bit here. I'm trying to remember which way that goes. Yes, I think this is the one that plugs down that way. Okay, let me just double check that. And then this then plugs into this bit here. Plugs down this way, and this is the one that folds around, and then it's actually got a hole to peg into on this side here. Like that. Yes, so like that. And then you get hold of this bit here, you then plug it into the end of this like so, and then what you do is you plug these bits on either side, which then hold it together like so. So you've got this long kind of rifle thing here. I've seen a few different ways of doing it. Some people I've seen it kind of like this, with a bit at the back here, kind of coming up like that. I've seen other people do it on their page, kind of come off to the side, so it looks like it's kind of like a sight thing like that. I guess it depends which way you want to do it. The only thing is, if you do have it like this, a bit longer, because of where the handle is, it does make it harder for him to hold in there, so you are better off kind of putting it to one side like that, just to make it a little bit easier. And because of the length of it, it means you can really only kind of hold it straight or at an angle. And when you do pop it in, I think this handle needs to be longer, because then it just doesn't quite hold in well enough, I don't think. Saying that's going to hold in alright, but you can see it's not quite. Okay, so it does. It's held in there okay now at the moment. But yeah, I don't it's not brilliant. I mean, that doesn't seem to be focusing very well, does it? Like that. For a bit of a size comparison, what I'll do is I'll just bring in a few other guys. So I'll bring in Grimlock, so you can see what those two look alongside each other. So that's quite cool. I thought maybe you kind of recreate the Transformers movie scene where he's attacking Sharkticons, and you could probably actually use the DX9 Unique Toys Sharkticons for that. Here he is alongside Year of the Horse Optimus Prime. So he's a little bit bigger than him, a bit wider, but that's pretty good scale. And I've also got him alongside DX9 Invisible as well. And yeah, so he's quite a bit taller than him, so he does look like a leader. But so you see, that's more of a Rodimus size than a Hot Rod size, where you'd expect him to be kind of around about this kind of size. Transforming him was a bit nerve-wracking. Oh, the other thing I forgot to show you on this is someone showed me another way of doing this, of making it a smaller gun, is to do this, take this bit off here. This might make it a little bit easier to hold, is then bringing this bit round and then plugging it into this bit on the side here. So let's plug it into there. Sorry. Like that. So he's got a smaller gun like that. I thought that looked quite cool. And that actually does make it a little bit easier to hold in his hand there. But don't know, I think that probably looks a little bit better actually. But it does then mean you've got these bits left over afterwards. But yeah, just an idea. And to transform him, there's a trying to think, where do I start with this one, because there's quite a lot of things that you need to do. Let's start off with, I guess, the hands, I guess. So what you do is round the back here, these bits pull up like that, quite hard, tough in places. Pull that up like that, and then what happens is you open this bit up like so. You can then kind of shimmy this out of the way here like that, so move it down, and then you want to fold it up and move the hand in like so. You actually probably want it so the thumb is out of the way here. Sorry about that. To fold it in so the thumb's out of the way, like that. And then move the arm like that, so you've got the bit showing on the side here, and then this side bit will plug into there, like so. Okay, so the arm will look like that. So do the same on the other side. Bring it around here. Open this bit up here on the side. A bit tricky, and open it up like so. Swivel that round, fold it in like that, and then straighten the arm up, plug it in. Like I said, with this there may be like easy ways to do this, but because you know, this is like a sample, I don't have any instructions or anything with it, so it's kind of, you know, a lot of it's kind of guesswork and things like that. So let's see what's the next best thing to do. Okay, so let's come around at the back and take care of all this side of things. So unpeg his arms like this, and you can see where all this bit is, and this is actually plugged into the front like that, so you can actually move that away like that. Then what you want to do is bring the head up, bring it back down like that. This piece is going to come up like that. These bits are going to come in like that, and they're actually going to peg in to each other in this section here. Like that. Move those in towards each other like that, and then you're going to bring this bit down, and these bits are going to fold in there, and you've got little peg holes, and those go into there, so that will actually click into place like that. So you see you've got the start of the front of the cab here, like that. And then it's a case of basically unfolding all of this and then sorting his legs out. So let's see the best way to do this. I normally do the legs first, saying that I've only done it a couple of times. So you fold these leg bits in, fold that in like that, open this up. Which way does it go? It bends there, so it looks like it opens up this way. Should open up that way. Look, there's a little seam in here. God, that's trying to work this bit out here without forcing it, because I can't remember how to do it. Let's try on the other side here. It looks like you unpeg this bit here. Sorry, it was a couple of days ago I last did the transformation, so between now and then I've actually forgotten it. Do you swivel this bit out? Look. Score by mistake. I'm never going to do that. So you actually pull this forward. So it's a good job I didn't put too much pressure on that. And then you fold that bit out like that. Okay. So that's obviously going to be on the other side. So you would want to swivel that round like that. Yeah, so that's round on that side. No. Let's work it out. So you'd want to do it like that, wouldn't you? Yes, that's right. So don't worry about me talking to myself, that's absolutely fine. And then plug that in like that, okay? So you can see how it's kind of starting to shape up. And then I'm going to leave this bit here just so it's kind of out of the way a little bit for doing this. Actually, I might just bring it round. Shouldn't be too bad. That actually, I'm going to move that out of the way for now. Right, I know what to do there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to concentrate on the backpack bit first, and then I'm going to bring the legs up. Because I think it might be easy, because this bit's going to come up in this space here. It's going to make it tricky for doing this. So all I do here, I bring this down here and flip this bit round like this. So I've just done a 360 on that. Bring this bit down like so, like that. And then what I'm going to do is bring this bit down. That bit is going to come down over here like that. This is going to come out, peg into there, like so. And I think there's a bit that I'm missing where you pull something out. I think it's on the slider somewhere. Yes. Yeah, there's a little slider section here, so what I'm going to need to do is just, if I unpeg this bit slightly, pull this out, I think what I can do then is just pull this a bit along, looking at it and just trying to make sure I've got everything right on here, because it is quite hard to do this one. Yeah, that makes sense. You've got it like that. Yeah, okay. So let's concentrate on the backpack, and then as I fold this out, I should then be able to sort the other bits out as well. The other thing I'm going to do as well, a little shortcut, is if you lift these bits up here, it'll allow you to plug everything in a little bit easier. So you fold these out here like this, and fold these down like that. Same on this side, fold it down, plug these out, kind of plug everything in, and if you're not sure that everything's plugged in right, you can push it in from the other side as well. And then on this side here, you want to fold this out from underneath, which possibly I should have done beforehand, and then plug it in there. So let's do that bit again. So unplug this like that, fold it down and into this space here. Believe me, it's a lot easier transforming it from car mode to robot mode, because you just basically fold everything back up. So got that like that. Yes, that looks about okay there. This. Now, right, let's sort out the legs. Fold this out like this. Sorry if this is a little bit all over the place. Here's tricky to do. Right. So let's fold all this back in, and then we can start to plug everything in. Like that. I'm going to pull this back down, peg it back into place again, put his head back like that. I'm going to peg these side bits into here like that. Perhaps I should have just gone with my instincts to start with and just done that, I think. This slides out, doesn't it? Is that how we did it before? Oh. Lifts up, sorry. I'm going to forget that each time, aren't I? Then come around here, swivel that round, peg that round here. That's going to peg into this side piece here. Bring this round here, like that, and then that's going to peg into there like that. Peg that down, move this round here so it all kind of comes in underneath here. You see there isn't loads of clearance in there, and you can do it in here, and then it's just a case of lining all the panels up and getting this bit sorted out, which is a job in itself. So let's start by adjusting the camera slightly so I can do it down here. So I'm going to get this bit in here, pull this bit out. Make sure that's all straight along here, like that. This is starting to come together now, thankfully. Move this bit in here, like so. On the other side. Oh, sorry, I didn't realise that was off camera there. And then just try and pop this in at the same time. Bring these in here. Make sure this bit pegs in like that. So hopefully you'll have some better instructions than these. This just give you an idea of what you have to go through to set this one up. It's a little, so that's pegged in there like that. Then, in case you see these little holes here, you want to line these up, and this catches on the other side for those to fall into, like so. And unbelievably, we're nearly there. So I'm sorry about this. I actually did it a lot smoother the first time I transformed it, which is hard to believe. Get that all in there. Coming from underneath here, just make sure that's all pushed up properly, like that. Then come in from the side here. Gonna just make sure that's pegged in again properly on either side. Yeah, like that. Bring this bit down like that, and it's going to peg into there and plug over the top here. These bits are going to come down over this bit like that, and then this bit for last is going to peg into here. Just make sure its legs are all lined up properly. And it's not quite lined up. I think I've got everything just about in. This one bit I haven't got quite properly pegged in. But it's probably as close as I'm going to get it like this. Yeah, it looks pretty cool in vehicle mode. Rolls really nice. You can lift this bit up here if you want, and just pretend it's kind of opening up and Daniel or someone's climbing out. There isn't really much room, but you've got a clear space, clear visor here. Got the nice flames down the side. Nice chrome paint along here with rubber wheels. Good luck on it. There's different coloured plastic on here than there is to here. Hopefully they get that sorted for the final version. Nice detailing on the back and bits and pieces. You can also then peg the gun on top if you want to as well. And you can add on obviously the rifle as well, and that can kind of swivel around. And here he is alongside a MP, well he's a knockoff, but MP car, so you can see what it looks like in terms of size. So I think he goes pretty well with those. And yeah, you know, that's it really. Apologies for the stumbling around in the transformation going into this vehicle mode. It's one of those transformations where sometimes you'll get it bang on and it'll take, you know, 5 minutes going straight through it, and other times you just do something just slightly the wrong way, and like I did on video there, it'll take you a long time to try and recover and get it back into the right position, and it takes a while to peg everything in the way that you want it. But overall I have to say it's a really nice figure. I don't have the Masterpiece Rodimus to compare it to, but what I've seen from the pictures and things like this, I have to say that it is an improvement. and it's another really good figure from what I can tell from DX9. Looking forward to their other figures that they've got coming up. I think they've got some other masterpiece figures lined up, some triple changes I've heard, Blitzwing. I think they're also working on a Blur as well, which would be really good as well. But hope you've enjoyed the review. Like I said, sorry about the transformation in the middle there, but at least it gives you an idea of how tricky it can be when you're transforming it. That's it for now, guys. See you all soon. Thanks. Bye.